But anyways, moving on. Next team, last team, Los Angeles Clippers. We talked about them earlier. We're going to make this short. We're going to make it quick. I think that the Clippers this year will win anywhere between 57 to 61 games this year. I think Kawhi Leonard, now knowing that Paul George will probably most likely be out until early November, it means that Kawhi Leonard will probably wind up winning the MVP this year or getting close to being the MVP. Obviously, I said Steph Curry earlier this year. I think will win the MVP and be unanimous MVP. He's my MVP pick all summer long. I'm not veering off of it. But if there is one guy that can't take away the MVP from him, it's Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard is primed to put himself in the top 15, top 20
Giannis,
conversation.
Fuck Embiid, fuck all of them.
Did you?
The only person that can do it is Kawhi.
Okay, bro, you the main one.
Fuck AD.
You the main one telling me that Giannis didn't deserve his MVP.
I didn't say he shouldn't have been second.
So shut the fuck up.
I didn't say he shouldn't have been second.
So shut the fuck up and let me finish.
So
shut up and let me finish.
I said he should have went over hard. I didn't say he should have been second.
And let me finish.
I'm just saying.
Let me finish.
Going
I'm just
from
saying.
like here to here.
I'm not going from here to here.
Just because I say he didn't deserve it don't mean I don't think that he should have been second.
We talking about the Pacific Division.
I know what
we're not talking about the Eastern Conference.
But you say unanimous MVP, but the Kawhi the only one who could do it, huh?
Yes.
Kawhi? Okay,
yes.
So not Giannis,
the Clippers,
not Embiid, not AD, nobody else besides Kawhi.
The reason why Giannis will not win MVP this year and why I don't believe he will win MVP this year and he will be top 5 MVP voting this year is because of the fact that he's going to have to elevate his game 2 spots for people to look at him as elevating it as 1 spot. For most guys, they have to elevate it 1 spot. Even for Harden. Harden's a guy that has to elevate his game 2 spots for you to even look at him as elevating it as 1. LeBron is the same conversation.
He did last year.
Kobe, no, he didn't. Stop it. Stop. We're not talking about that. Kobe has done it. LeBron has done it. Steph Curry has done it. Steph Curry's first MVP year, you could argue other people.
He shouldn't have won that shit.
Whatever. Second one, unanimous MVP. You could argue. You can't argue. You could argue. Oh, he didn't deserve unanimous.
You could argue the first one. The second one, you cannot argue.
The second one, you can't argue. Right? So I think that for Kawhi, this is going to be a year in which it seemed as though through this Clippers media day that he was 100% healthy. Yeah. I didn't hear him mention after the finals. We heard him say when he interviewed with Rachel Nichols, when he interviewed at the postgame, I'm tired. I'm hurt. I've been hurting all season. I'm just glad I can take a break. I didn't hear him mention injuries, being on load management, none of that this entire media day. So he's healthy. Paul George could be out anywhere between 6 to 12 games. That gives him a leg up. Steph Curry is the only other guy that he will have to face in this division that when it boils down to it, he will probably have to guard at the end of those games and situations.
He's not guarding Steph.
I think he will. I think in certain games in this season, at the end of the game, Klay Thompson is no longer there. I think you put Paul George on D'Angelo Russell. You put Patrick Beverley on D'Angelo Russell. And I think you tell Kawhi Leonard, go out and you keep Steph Curry from beating us. You don't have to slow him down. Keep him from beating us. I think Paul George will be the one that will go. I think last year with Dame, if you're Doc Rivers, you saw that he really can't guard those guys that are that small.
Yes, he can.
He's
had a bad shoulder.
No, he can't.
He had a bad shoulder.
It's not about what he did on offense. It's about, to me, more so what he did on defense.
I know he got a bad shoulder.
Yes.
But you got to think about this. If I'm running screens up and I have a torn labrum, am I really trying to run through screens with my shoulder?
Yeah, but we're not talking about screens. I saw that man get cooked man-on-man defense numerous times in that series by CJ and Dame. It's not just about screens. Alyssa Thomas, 2 torn labrums, out there smiling, playing the Sparks. I don't want to hear that.
She's playing the 4 though.
I don't give a fuck. He gonna be playing the 3 to 4 most games.
Yeah, but if he
I don't care. He's gonna be playing the 3 to 4 most games. I just saw a woman that went out there that's in the WNBA finals with 2 torn labrums, smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
Smiling. Guarding the 4s and 5s. Smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
Smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
Smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
So I think Kawhi. I think in those situations, you're gonna put Kawhi on LeBron. You're going to put Kawhi on Steph Curry. You're going to put Kawhi on a Dame Lillard. You're going to put Kawhi on them. And you're going to tell PG, guard a AD, guard a guy like a Draymond, guard a guy like a Klay Thompson, guard a guy like like a Ken Bazemore, guard a guy like a Evan Turner, Ken Bazemore for the Blazers. Guard a guy like Kelly Oubre. I'm sorry, he's another conference. Guard a guy like Devin Booker. You're going to put him on more of those guys. I think you're going to try to curtail Kawhi for special defensive assignments. You said Zaza's a mercenary. Kawhi's going to be a mercenary. And I think for the Clippers, that will get you to that spot where you can win 61 to 63 games. And I think if you're Kawhi Leonard, he comes off a championship. the narrative has never been better for Kawhi Leonard to come back and win number one, to win Defensive Player of the Year, but number two, win MVP. He has a potential in which, the same way Daniel Bell said Anthony Davis could win the NBA MVP, the Finals MVP, and the Olympic gold, Kawhi Leonard can do the same thing. And Kawhi Leonard has a potential as the same as Anthony Davis to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's the part of this thing that makes it crazy. And if I'm them, it's Kawhi or bust. So 61 to 63 games, and if it's not that, Steph Curry is my MVP, unanimous MVP. Period. Go ahead. I'm done.
It's not unanimous MVP. That's
I'm done.
But Clippers, I would say 55, 56 wins. I still think they're gonna low minutes Kawhi a little bit. I don't think he's gonna go out there and play like 82 games. I think he'll probably end up playing somewhere about 68, 69 games.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna end up out there playing like 79. Why?
Why not?
Because
Why not?
Because I think they have a team so good that first of all they're gonna stagger them. You'll probably never see too many games without at least one of them on the court, for the most part. One of either Kawhi or PG is probably always going to be on the court. I
kind of disagree with that notion, but go ahead.
I think in most games, one of them is going to be on the court unless you see an issue where PG's actually hurt or where Kawhi's actually hurt and you want to give the other one some rest. For the most, unless it's like, 3 games in 5 nights, somebody got a sprained ankle, you know what, Kawhi, you sit down, you know what, PG, you sit down, let the other guys take care of it.
Yeah.
So I think they'll end up winning about 55 to 56 games, probably either finish first or second. I think I had the Rockets winning it, but either finish first or second.
You did have the Rockets winning.
I do. I still had the Rockets winning it. But again, who knows? Either finish first or second. But if I had to put it there, I would probably say second for the Clippers. But again, I think Kawhi is a real MVP candidate. I think they could possibly have 2 MVP candidates. Hell, who knows? The way Paul George made it sound like he said he was going to be ready for opening night. That's kind of how he made it sound.
Well, I'll put it this way: he made it sound that way, but separately to ESPN, he told them that he won't be. That he wouldn't be back to probably early November, mid-November.
Okay.
So that's anywhere between. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that Ramona Shelburne. Shout out to Ramona Shelburne. I will give Ramona Shelburne her credit. She is like, when Young Thug described the word slime, he talking about like drip and like his crew, whatever. Ramona Shelburne is like the embodiment of slime when it comes to maneuvering the NBA room. The rooms and shit. I've seen her post game when KD dropped 50, walking down the hallway. KD's 7-foot frame. Ramona Shelburne walking, talking with the man. She just got away. She's the Pied Piper of the NBA. So I saw an ESPN report. I was like, damn, we ain't even hear that. We was there. So it'd be like that.
So regardless,
shout out to Ramona Shelburne.
I think that and again,
and Shelly Smith as well.
I think Landry Shamet is going to play a huge part in this team. Again, I can't say it enough. He shot 46% as a rookie, and even the way Pat Bear was talking about him, like the man didn't learn how to shoot. Like he learned how to shoot even better.
Crazy.
So I think he's going to be a huge part for this team. I think that he's JJ Redick with better defense. And if he's JJ Redick with better defense, Landry might come out here and get you like 16 tonight. Because again, he's gonna have so many open shots, bro. Especially like people are gonna come to Kawhi, people are gonna come to Paul George, people are gonna come to Lou Williams, and especially if Pat Bev can make himself respectable,
he will.
So it's like you can't just completely like leave Pat Bev over there. That means Landry with his movement is gonna get so many open shots.
There's gonna be so many misdirection, wide open threes for Pat Bev that I think that if he comes out and gives me what I think he's going to give me, which is around 33 to 37% from 3, they will be fine. I really do. I think they're going to run a lot of misdirection pick and roll plays where you thinking you're going to dive with Paul George or Kawhi or Lou Will, and I think Pat Bev is going to sink out, do what he's doing, been coming around them screens, usually them pick and pops, hit him and work. I saw him practicing all season. I legit think Pat Bev is going to be that way, but even Landry, I agree with you 100%. 100%.
Like now, if you talk about Scottie Pippen, I think that this season Paul George will play a lot like Scottie Pippen. I think that Doc will probably go back and watch a lot of old Bulls footage. Even if you look at the guards they had like Craig Hodges, they had like Paxson, they had like Trent Tucker. Yeah. It's kind of like what you have with the Clippers. You have even in the 96 Bulls, Ron Harper, you had Steve Kerr. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like what you have with that, and you just see how Scottie played. Obviously, I think Paul George is a better playmaker than what Kawhi is. I think Kawhi is your consummate forward.
Better playmaker than Scottie too.
I think that Kawhi is your consummate forward, and I think that Paul George, he's played anywhere from like 2 guard to 3 guard. So remember, he didn't want to play the 4, but Burns just said he played the 4. He didn't want to do it. So I think that he'll take on that role, and I think that this team will look a lot like the old Bulls. I really do. I think this team will look a lot like the 96 Bulls when it comes down to. Well, actually, more so. I would say the 91 and 93 Bulls. I think it'll look more like
Kawhi
that.
and PG. You said LeBron and Kawhi, Scotty 2.0. Kawhi and Paul George, Scotty 2.0.
In theory, yes.
IRL. Kawhi and Paul George are Scotty and Mike 2.0 in real life. IRL. Real talk.
In theory.
That could be the name of that.
I don't know if this gonna be again. I don't know if they're gonna be as good as that group. But when you looking at it and you putting them together, that's what you're thinking about.
All right, I'm not upset at that. But all right, it's been obviously an action-packed episode of Hoops and Brews. Number one, shout out to the LA Clippers. My show, the new show in LA, which you want to be a guest on the new show in LA tomorrow?
Sure. All
right, which Pavy is gonna be my first official guest on a new show in LA, where we talk Clippers basketball. It debuts on Hoops and Brews channel. Obviously in the first couple episodes I broke down Patrick Beverley, I broke down the bench, and I broke down Doc Rivers. This episode we have plenty of media day coverage, so we're gonna talk about Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and how they fit within the scheme of this team. My first guest, Pavy, it'll be up. We have tons of footage from the Clippers media day. We have press conferences that will be up on the channel by the time you watch this officially. So make sure you check out those press conferences, share those. We got everybody from Rodney McGruder to JaMychal Green to Paul George to Kawhi Leonard to Patrick Beverley to Lou Will to Montrezl Harrell to Patrick Patterson to Mo Harkless. So we got everybody on the team. I also got an interview with the homie Big Was. I got the interview with the homie Leon, who shoots for Getty Images. I got an interview with the homie Cam Buford, Nick Hamilton. We're talking about Clippers basketball. Who's the best team in LA? It's been your boy TPJ. Find me on Twitter, Instagram at RealTPJ. That's REELTPJ. I hope you guys enjoy the new graphics, the new design, courtesy of one rap extraordinaire, Pavy. Go ahead, get your plug in. Thank you for providing a great graphics package and really coming through with the real ideas. You brought a different light. Even me designing, I'm like, we got to go to a new space. I feel like we went to a new space. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Go ahead.
As always, man. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the graphics. Hope it looks fun and cool for you guys. Follow me on Twitter at PavyWorld, PAVY World, all one word. Make sure you check out my new website, pavverbs.com. I got the Girls Love Pavverbs tees. I still have a couple. Make sure you cop. You can find all my music on there. You can find Pavverbs Explained podcast. You can even find Hoops and Brews. You can find pretty much, it's like a one-stop shop for everything that I do. Make sure you check me out on Spotify, Pavy, Apple Music, Pavy, all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. And as always, thank you for watching Hoops and Brews. If you are over the age of 18 in Canada, over the age of 21 in America and Los Angeles, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. If you're under 18 in Canada, under 21 in America, you better not be fucking drinking. Don't do it. It's wrong. It's Hoops and Brews. It's a brand new season. We are here, 2019, 2020 basketball. Y'all saw us. If you've been watching us from the beginning, you saw us from when we was just recording, when I set the camera on my couch.
I remember that.
Now we covering NBA basketball games and NBA media days, WNBA media days, and we covering boxing now.